Royal Expert Bronte Coy said, with 4 staff resignations in less than 1 year, it's pretty easy to speculate Meghan Markle must be some kind of horrible boss. Whispers of the Duchess of Sussex's difficult nature began circulating in November when her personal assistant Melissa Touabti was rumoured to have quit 6 months into the job. Just weeks later, Prince Harry and Meghan shared private secretary and top aide, Samantha Cohen, reportedly resigned after 17 years working for the royal family. It's worth noting her time with the newlyweds was only a temporary assignment. In January, Meghan's bodyguard of 6 months jumped ship, making her the third close employee to leave the Duchess of Sussex's employment in a little over 2 months. The most recent departure was reportedly a serious blow to the former Suits star. Her right-hand woman Amy Pickerel, a near-permanent fixture by her side, is said to have handed in her notice last week and will finish up as secretary later this month. Certainly, the numbers don't look great. But working for the royal family isn't the same as any other job, and that's why we shouldn't be so quick to assume the worst about Harry and Meghan. According to Dickie Arbiter, who served as the Queen's press secretary for 12 years and a media manager for Prince Charles and Princess Diana, the intensity of the work inside the royal bubble makes it easy to burn out. I was one of the Queen's press secretaries with the remit. In addition to answering to her, 90% of my time was spent looking after the Prince of Wales and Diana, he explained to Global News. Mr. Arbiter added there was another good reason for why it appeared so many staff members were leaving at once. By outward appearances, it has been a bit of a revolving door, but it just so happens with the Cambridge and Sussex households that employees started around the same time, he said, suggesting that could explain the coincidental timing of the resignations. Here's an example. Harry's private secretary Edward Lane Fox retired last April after 5 years as the Duke of Sussex's right-hand man. Just months earlier, William's private secretary, Miguel Head, quit after 6 years in his role. And while much has been made of Meghan's apparent inability to hold on to staff, her sister-in-law has also received a few resignation letters in her time. Moreover, Harry's demands come just months the Metropolitan Police, the UK's largest force, is faced a staffing crisis amid what was termed the pingdemic. Last year, nearly 1 in 5 Met police officers were absent from duty after being forced to self-isolate. In July 2021, 2 well-placed sources told the Daily Telegraph that 17% of officers in the force were off sick isolating. The absence rate was believed to have been the highest since the start of the pandemic. Little data about Met police officers self-isolating has since been released. In December, amid the rising Omicron variant, the Met said it was continuing to provide a resilient and strong policing service to London. But the Fire Brigades Union, FBU, claimed that nearly a third of London's fire engines were out of action in the last week as a result of staff shortages. Because of the staff shortages, the government was forced to make the police exempt from self-isolation, but only if their employers specified their names and they were double jabbed against COVID-19. Ken Marsh, chairman of the Metropolitan Police Federation, at the time said the force was massively struggling. He told The Telegraph, "We are not performing the role properly. We were not offered the jab and now we have got almost 1 in 5 officers off sick or self-isolating. It is coming home to roost and the government is going to come unstuck." In December, London Mayor Sadiq Khan said staff absences in the emergency services were going up by a massive level after declaring a major incident. When approached by express.co.uk, the Metropolitan Police said, despite the challenges of COVID-19, the Met is continuing to provide a resilient and strong policing service to London. "We are not providing specific details on sickness levels." Meanwhile, Harry wants to personally fund police protection, not to impose on the taxpayer. A statement from his representative said, Prince Harry inherited a security risk at birth, for life. He remains 6th in line to the throne, served 2 tours of combat duty in Afghanistan, and in recent years his family has been subjected to extremist threats. The application for a judicial rule follows a security incident in July 2021 when the Duke's car was chased by photographers as he left a charity event. A legal representative for Harry said the legal claim was filed in September to challenge the decision-making behind the security procedures, in the hopes that this could be re-evaluated for the obvious and necessary protection required. The couple currently pay for private security in the US where they live, but Harry's legal representative claims that the team does not have adequate jurisdiction abroad or access to UK intelligence information necessary to protect the family. Many have suggested that Harry and Meghan pay a private security firm in the UK, like Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie, who also lost their taxpayer-funded protection.